Thank you. Appreciate it, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Hasselmeyer, under the recently issued regulations, any payment shortfall in year one would be made up in year 2 or 3. However, if by year 3 the receipts are less than total payments owed in the risk corridor, the administration has stated, and I quote, "We will establish a new and in future guidance or rulemaking how we will calculate risk payments if risk corridor collections do not match risk corridor's payments in the final year of the program. Will extra funds come from taxpayer funds, in your opinion? Where is HHS going to find it?"
Well, it's a good question. I don't know where they're going to find the money. It will either come out of, to the extent that they're able to, maybe transferring from some other accounts. There are some revenues that HHS receives directly into the operating account for user fees, for like clinical laboratory user fees and things like that. So maybe they can make up, but you would have to ask them. I don't know where they'll get the money.
Okay, next question. When the rules for the risk corridor were published in 2011, the administration was willing to pay more in risk corridors than they collected. They have subsequently changed to a budget-neutral position. Is there anything in the law that prevents HHS from reinterpreting risk corridors yet again to not keep it budget neutral?
No, I don't. I mean, I think that's why you have this issue. There isn't anything that I can see in the law that prevents them, at least in the authorizing statute. There is an appropriations question, which I'm not an expert on, but in the authorizing statute, they do not explicitly have to have this budget neutral in the authorizing statute.
Thank you. Does the President's health care law require HHS to pay the full risk corridor amount owed regardless of any shortfall, yes or no?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Let me repeat the question. I'm sorry. Does the President's health care law require HHS to pay the full risk corridor amount owed regardless of any shortfall?
It could be interpreted that way, yes, sir.
Does the risk corridor incentivize plans to underbid their premiums as a means to capture insurance market share, in your opinion?
Well, that would be one scenario whereby you could see losses in the program on balance, net losses in the program, as if you had significant underbidding. And I think that the concern is that the administration's pressure on carriers to keep premiums down might lead to some of that underbidding, yes.
The administration has claimed that the risk corridor is nothing more than a user fee. In your opinion, is this program a user fee?
No, that's something different. A user fee is a different animal, and that's governed by a different statute that's already in federal law.
A user fee.
A user fee is a fee charged for some service that the government provides to the user that is not otherwise generally provided to the public. So the example which you all are probably most familiar with is when companies go before the Food and Drug Administration to get a drug or a device or something approved. They're getting the benefit of that regulatory approval. I mean, it has certain benefits because they can say in court, hey, it's FDA approved. So they charged a user fee. There's a general user fee statute on the books that allows and encourages agencies to do that sort of thing, and that is how the Department of Health and Human Services has come up with funding for the federally facilitated exchange, for which there is no operating funding. They're charging a user fee. It's at 3.5%. But this does not, in my view, I'm not an expert on that, but from what I can see, this doesn't seem to fit any of the criteria on the federal user fee statute.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.